Hello everybody! In this guitar lesson I'm going to teach you to play Wichita Lineman, written by Jimmy Webb and made famous by Glenn Campbell. Now this is a wonderful song, and one of the great things about it is the range of chords that it employs. So actually it's a great opportunity to learn some new chords, because most of the chords in it are not standard chords. They're major sevenths, or they're minor sevenths, or they're add nines, or they're sus4s, or they're something a little bit unusual. So there are a lot of chords in this song, but we'll take it slowly, bit by bit, and I'll start with the introduction. So the introduction to Wichita Lineman cycles between two chords, F major 7 and this chord, which is a G minor 7 over C. So what you're going to do is play a bar on the F major 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to move to the G minor 7 over C and play a bar there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to that F major 7, another bar there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then back to the G minor 7 over C. And when you get there, you're just going to play one downstroke stop. And then you go into the beginning of the first verse. I am a lineman for the... So that's the introduction. Now, before we move on from that, I'm just going to spend a moment telling you a bit more about those two chords that we've looked at there. So let's just zoom in on those two chords now. Okay, let me show you those first two chords in a bit of detail. We'll start with the F major 7, and I'm going to place each finger onto the fretboard in turn so you can see what I'm doing, otherwise it won't be very clear. So the top string is going to be open, we're not fretting that, we're playing that open. So our index finger is going to go onto the second string, first fret there. Our middle finger is going to go onto the third string, second fret. Our little finger is going onto the fourth string, third fret. And our ring finger is going onto the fifth string, third fret. Now what we're going to do is take our thumb, bring our thumb over, and we're going to fret the sixth string at the first fret with our thumb. And that's the chord. And it's a beautiful, rich chord. Now, you might find it a bit tricky to play, in particular bringing your thumb over and fretting the sixth string with it there. So if you do find that hard, an alternative is to play the F major 7 like this, just using your ring, middle and index fingers. And if you do it that way, you just want to play from the fourth string down to the top string there. So it's an alternative. It's not as rich as the full version, but it's a bit easier to play. So choose your poison there. Now the other chord is the G minor 7 over C, and to play that chord, what I do is I fret all 6 strings just because it's convenient with my index finger at the third fret there, and then I put my ring finger here on the fourth string, fifth fret, but I'm only going to play from the fifth string down, so I'm not going to play the sixth string. And that fifth string, it's being fretted by the index finger as part of the bar at the third fret. That's the note of C. And that's why this is a G minor 7 over C, because there's a C in the bass. So I don't really have to fret the sixth string at all. I don't have to include that in the bar. I could do it like this. I just find it more convenient to bar all 6 strings, even though I'm only playing from the fifth string down. Now if you find that difficult to do, an easier alternative, doesn't sound quite as nice but it's easier, is just to bar strings 5 to the top string at the third fret, and again play from the fifth string down. Slightly different chord. I prefer it with that ring finger on the fourth string, fifth fret there, which is the note of G, but it'll work without as well if you find that easier. So there's a couple of alternatives for those first two chords. Okay, let's look at the chords for the first half of the verse then. This is the part of the verse that has the words, I am a lineman for the county and I drive the main road, searching in the sun for another overload. So our introduction finished on that G minor 7 over C chord, and we were playing just one downstroke at the beginning of the last bar of the introduction, and then the singing starts. I am a lineman for the... And now, at the beginning of the second bar, we're going to play this chord, which is a B flat major 7. For the county, a bar on that, 3, 4. Now, although I'm barring all 6 strings, I'm only playing from the 5th string down, because the 5th string there is the note of B flat, the tonic of this chord. County. Our next chord is this one. Now, this is F major 7 over A, different from the F major 7 that we played in the intro. So it's fretted like this, but we play from the 5th string down, which is the note of A, which is why it's F major 7 over A. And we're going to play a bar, 4 beats on that chord. And I drive the main. And then we're going to go back to our G minor 7 over C. To get there, take off your middle finger and your index finger, leave your ring finger where it is, slide your ring finger up 2 frets on the 4th string there, so it's sitting on the 5th string, and then bar all 6 strings at the 3rd fret with your index finger and play from the 5th string down. Roll. So far we have this. I am a lineman for the county, and I drive the main road. So next we have the searching in the sun for another overload part, and that starts with a D minor 7. And we're going to do 2 beats on that D minor 7. Searching in the... Then we move to A minor 7. Sun for a... Then to G major sus 4. Another 2 beats on that as well. Then you go to a regular G major. So just take off your index finger from the 2nd string there. Over. Then we're going to go to a regular D major. Low. So you're going to play a whole bar on that D major, 4 beats, and then just the first beat of the next bar, and then you're going to have another stop like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can do that, or a slightly nicer alternative is 2 beats on the regular D major, 2 beats on D sus 4. Just putting your little finger on the top string 3rd fret there, and then take that little finger off for one final beat on the regular D major. Stop. Okay, there were a lot of chords there in the first half of the verse. So what we're going to do is practice that first half of the verse together, because that's the best way to memorize the chords. Just keep on practicing them. So you can rewind this part of the video as often as you like till you've got them memorized in your head. So what we'll do is start on our G minor 7 over C chord. I'll give you a count of 4. We'll play 1 downstroke on that chord. I'll sing I am a lineman for the, and then on the word county you come in with the rest of the chords. And remember, the next chord is going to be the B flat major 7. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am a lineman for the county, and I drive the main road, searching in the sun for another overload. Okay. So rewind that, try it again, till it's in your head and you've memorized it, and then we'll move on to the second part of the verse. Okay then, let's look at the second half of the verse. The words for this part are, I can hear you singing in the wires, I can hear you through the wine, and the Wichita Lineman is still on the line. So we ended the first part of the verse with 1 downstroke at the beginning of a bar on D major. And then the singing begins. I can hear you singing in the... And our first chord here is this one. Why? This is a C9. So your little finger there on the second string, 3rd fret, that's playing a D. That's the 9th of C. We count all the way up. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. So that's a C9. Through the wires. 2 bars on that. 5, 6. I can hear you through the... In the... Our next chord is this one. So, why? Now this chord is a G major over B. It's a G major over B because we're playing a B in the bass there. So our index finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret is giving us that G in the bass. We're playing from the 5th string down there. So bar on that, why? Now next we move our index finger down 1 fret, leaving the other 2 fingers where they are. Now this gives us a G minor over B flat. We're playing again from the 5th string down. And the Wichita, so 1 bar on there, 4 beats. And now we're going to go to a D major chord, but we're going to play from the 5th string down, which will make it a D major over A. Lineman. 4 beats there, 1 bar. Now we're going to go to an A7, sus4, 2 beats. Sorry, 4 beats is still on the... And on the word line, we're going to go back to our B flat major 7. Line. So 1 bar on that B flat major 7. Move to your C9, 1 bar on there. Back to the B major 7 for a bar, B flat major 7 for a bar. And then we go to our G minor 7 over C. We play 1 downstroke at the beginning of the bar on that G minor 7 over C. And then we're into the next verse. I know I need a small vacation. And that verse is exactly the same as the first verse. Well, if anything, there were more chords in the second half of the verse than there were in the first half. But again, the best way to memorize them is to keep on playing through them. So let's practice the second half of the verse together now, and you can rewind this part of the video and play through with me as many times as you like until you've got them memorized in your head. So we'll start with the single downstroke on D major that ends the first half of the verse. I'll give you a count of 4, we'll play that single downstroke. I'll start the singing, which is I can hear you singing in the wires, and then we'll carry on from there. And on the word wires, that's where you play the next chord, which remember is the C9. Okay, so count of 4, single downstroke on D major. I'll start the singing, you come in with the next chord, which is the C9 on the word wires. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can hear you singing in the wires. I can hear you through the wires. And the Wichita Lineman is still on the line. The start of the next verse. So on the Glenn Campbell recording of Wichita Lineman, the song ends with a fade, and in that fade they're cycling between 2 chords, B flat major 7 and C, and they're just playing a bar on each, and they keep on cycling through. 1 bar on B flat major 7, 1 bar on C major. Now, obviously it's difficult for us to fade, so I think what I would do is I get to the chorus, you know, the Wichita Lineman is still on the And then I'd play B major 7 to C9, back to B major 7 to C9, and then I might end unresolved on the B major 7, because that could be quite a nice ending really, couldn't it? Anyway, I'm going to show you a strumming pattern for Wichita Lineman in a moment, and some other things as well. But before I do that, let me just say, if you've been enjoying this video, please do hit the like button, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe, because then you'll be notified of all the future videos that I release. Let's think about a strumming pattern for Wichita Lineman now then. Now, we'll talk about the strumming pattern used in the Glenn Campbell arrangement of the song, and then we'll think about what you might do instead for a strumming pattern if you're playing it solo, just on a guitar on your own. But let's start with the Glenn Campbell arrangement. Now, in that arrangement, I think the guitar strumming pattern is just downstrokes, and there's 8 downstrokes to the bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So let me demonstrate that. I'm playing with my fingers because I kind of like doing that, just using my index finger instead of a pick on this song, but you could use a pick, it's entirely up to you. Anyway, let me demonstrate this pattern for you, a la the Glenn Campbell recording. I am a lineman for the county, and I drive the main road, searching in the sun for another overload. So it's just doing that. Now, that certainly works really well in the context of the Glenn Campbell arrangement, but I think if you're playing on a solo guitar, just on your own, to me, it just lacks a little bit, really. So I think I would tend to use a strumming pattern more like the one that I'm about to show you now. I am a lineman for the county, and I drive the main road, searching in the sun for another overload. So let's take a look at that strumming pattern then. Okay, so let me slow that strumming pattern down for you and talk you through it. So what I was doing is this: down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Change chord, do it again. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Change chord, do it again. Down, down, up, down, down, down. And then when you come to the searching in the sun for another overload section, which starts with that D minor 7, on those chords, I tend to just play pairs of downstrokes. So 2 downstrokes in the D minor 7, searching in the 2 downstrokes on the A minor 7, sun for 2 downstrokes on the G major sus4, another 2 downstrokes on the G, over, and then when you get to the D major, go back to that strumming pattern again. So there's a little embellishment that you can throw in if you want to, right at the beginning of the song. Now there's a bass rundown on the Glenn Campbell record which goes like this, and you can play that before you start playing the chords. And to do it, it's very easy really. You just play 3rd string 3rd fret, 3rd string 2nd fret, 4th string 3rd fret, 4th string open, 5th string 3rd fret.